January 1994. It's a brand new year with some brand new books. I don't know. Let's see. Let's jump right in. Book number one, The Beginning, January 1994. Dark Man by Randall Boyle. Novelization of the movie. For those of you who don't know the story, a scientist is trying to create artificial skin. It only lasts for 99 minutes in the sun. His girlfriend works for somebody who's into something illegal. She accidentally takes some papers to her boyfriend's lab. Bad guys come, blow up the lab. They think that the scientist is killed. And at the hospital, they have to, cut all his nerve endings. So he can't feel pain, which causes some psychological problems. And he becomes a sort of superhero who uses this fake skin to make masks. To dress up as people and go after the bad guys. And if he goes out in the sun after 99 minutes, it'll start bubbling and melting. Directed by Sam Raimi, starring Liam Neeson, Larry Drake, Frances McDormand. I love the movie, and it's a serviceable novelization. It tells you the movie. I don't know what else to say. It didn't blow me away. I'd rather watch the movie than reread the book. Next up, Razored Saddles, edited by Joe R. Lansdale and Pat Labruto. Something like that. This is an anthology of sort of Western-based horror stories. You've got authors like Richard Lehman, Robert R. McCamm, and F. Paul Wilson. And as with almost every anthology ever put out, it's a mixed bag of stuff. Excuse me. But I love horror westerns, so I would highly recommend it if you can find it. Book number 3, Batman, Mask of the Phantasm by Gary Gravel. I don't know if that's how you say his name. This is a novelization of the Batman the Animated Series movie, Mask of the Phantasm. And there was a comic book adaptation, a young adult novelization, and then this novelization, which I would say is an adult novelization. Just better prose, I would guess, would be the difference. I don't know. It's not like there's adult content in this animated movie. Not that there can't be. But it is Batman. And, I don't remember much about the movie. I actually have a copy. I have the complete set of Batman the Animated Series. And it's in there. It's one of the things that's in there. I believe it's a revenge tale. It's a mystery who is Phantasm. And the character has come back in the Tim King Batman, Catwoman, Black Label series. But anyway, Batman Mask of the Phantasm novelization. Not bad. Then we have The Pelican Brief by John Grisham. Another novelization. No, wait. This is a novel that a movie was based on. And this is about Darby Shaw, I believe is the character's name. And she's a law student, I think. And these 2 Supreme Court justices are murdered. And she writes up a paper where she simply speculates on why they might have been murdered. She has it's just her, basically like a mental exercise. But it turns out it's completely correct. And so now some people are after her. And she, before this can actually get out into the world and people can look at it and say, oh my God, I think that's what happened. She teams up with a reporter. I really liked this one. I've had ups and downs with John Grisham. I haven't read a ton of his stuff. But when I was, I liked The Firm up to a certain point. Time to Kill. I think maybe I wasn't in the right mood for it because it didn't thrill me. But I really enjoyed this one. Nice legal thriller. Then we have Wolf Moon by Ed Gorman. This is a Western. And you've got a guy named Chase. Now I have to start looking at my notes. A guy named Chase who was double crossed by a guy named Reeves, and so Chase went to jail. Now he's out and he wants revenge, so he's going after Reeves. Typical. I shouldn't say typical, but you know, it's a western. It's not actually a guy defending a town this time. It's a guy out for revenge. The other thing that westerns are about. Then we have The Rift by Peter David. This is an original series Star Trek novel. And there's this rift in space that, depending on which part of the description you read, either opens every 33 years or every 50 years. Because at one point it says 33, one point it says 50. But anyway, it opens up every X number of decades to a civilization, a planet that is so many light years away that even a starship can't make it that far. And so the Federation has to take this opportunity to make contact with this group of aliens. And so we send Spock and some envoys to them. They send some people to us. And then Spock and his group are captured and held hostage. And a bunch of aliens on our side are threatening to go to war. And of course, all this has to be figured out before the rift closes and doesn't open up again for another 33 or 50 years, depending on who do you believe. But I like original series Star Trek. I like Peter David's writing. It's good stuff. Then we have Tech Lords by William Shatner. This is part of his Tech Lords series. Gotta look at my notes. Jake Cardigan is the main character. Always seems to be getting framed for stuff. He has been making trouble for the tech drug cartels, and so they start sending these assassins after him, and he's framed for murder. But someone has figured out how to create sort of mind-controlled zombie assassins that they can just ordinary people that are trying to kill Jake Cardigan. So he's got to figure out who's doing it, how it's being done, clear his name. And I believe these are ghost written by Ron Goulart. Could be completely wrong about that. Maybe someone can verify that for me. But they're not bad. Fun. Then we have Sci-Man by David Peters. I don't know why I don't have this written down, but apparently it's Mind Force Warrior. Sci-Man Book 1. And David Peters is just a pen name for Peter David. And this is about a guy, let me check, Chuck Simon, who is a teacher, coach, high school guy. And he turns out he's got mental powers. The government wants to recruit him to be an assassin. He doesn't want to do that, so they send another psychic guy after him. And he makes friends with a dog that he can communicate with mentally. And it's good, pulpy fun. There's a whole series. They've been reissued. I don't know if they're still in print. They have been reissued with the name Peter David on the cover. But just good fun stuff. The penultimate book, Alien by Alan Dean Foster, another novelization. Do I even need to tell you what this book is about? Amazing movie. Alan Dean Foster's a great author. He does tons of novelizations, and they're usually all pretty good. So this, I don't know actually when it came out. Probably around the time the movie came out. Don't know why it took me so long to have read it. Because if you follow these videos, you'll know that I was reading some of the original or comic book adaptation Alien novels before reading this one. But it's good stuff. Great movie, great author, good book. And then finally, the last book that I read in January 1994, I had to check the year, is Flood by Andrew Vaxx. For some reason, I have Andrew H. Vaxx written down, which must be the way it was on the cover of the book, because that's how I do it. And in this one, Burke part of the Burke series. Burke is helping this martial artist named Flood get revenge on whoever it is that murdered Flood's friend's, raped and murdered Flood's friend's child. Is that a proper sentence? It's Andrew Vaxx. It's Burke. It's fantastic. Another series that I absolutely need to rebuild and reread. The Burke books are so good. All the Andrew Vaxx stuff is so good. But that's it. That's all I read. How many books is that? That looks like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 books I read January 1994. I think a pretty good mix. We've got 3 novelizations, an anthology, some horror, some sci-fi, a western, all sorts of good stuff. Not a bad start to a new year when it comes to reading stuff. That being said, my question for this video is very simple. Do you read Sutter Kane? That's it. Let me know in the comments below. And if you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put those in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post a spoiler warning. We try to be polite here on the Low Budget Review. That's not the Low Budget Review Show. We try to be polite here on my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. If you'd care to follow me on other social media, my Twitter is @Ronin5757. My Instagram, where I post pictures of books, comic books, board games, and fuzzy animals, is Eric Smith 5757. That's Eric with a K. ERIKSMITH 5757. That is all I have for you this week. So until next week, read more books.